Hello, can you hear me? Microphone check 1 2 1 2. Hello and welcome to Atomic Movie Reviews Film Society. I am your host, Atomicon Rex. Here we discuss films that have a narrative background in aliens, ghosts, robots, and monsters. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. Okay, I'm just gonna phone this one in because I think it's a really good movie, and it's already been out in the theaters for about a week, and so I don't want nobody to miss it. And so I think it's theater worthy. It's called Good Luck, Have Fun, and Don't Die. It's a comedy, science fiction comedy. In my opinion, it's more of a science fiction horror comedy. But there you go. It's basically about a rogue artificial intelligence that kind of like takes over the world. So what are some of the plot and narrative predictions? I didn't have any. I really didn't even know anything about it. I think I was watching something last night and I came across movie recaps and they were talking about that. And I actually fell asleep listening to movie recaps, but when I woke up, I saw an image that I could only describe as out of this Beeple artwork. If you guys don't know who Beeple is, it's this artwork by this graphic designer. I think his name is Mike something. I can't even think of his name, but it's basically like very bizarre mechanical monstrosities. Like you could probably find it on like Facebook or something along those lines. Anyways, so I see this, I wake up to this, and I was just like, geez, they put that in a movie because some of his stuff is really graphic and horrific, right? So I was like, okay, so I'm down. So I got a free pass and I go out to go check out this movie. So the cinematography, it's okay. Well, what genre is it? I would put it in cyber horror, if that's even a genre. I would put it in cyber horror. Cinematography, it's live action. Is it an original work? I believe so. I haven't came across this movie. Although I think it's inspired by, in my opinion, I wouldn't. I would suggest that this movie was inspired by the Electric State. Now, how I experienced the Electric State is through this YouTube channel where this girl she puts up the artwork from the Electric State and she narrates the the story. So at first I didn't think it was real. Like I just thought, I mean, I knew the pictures were real, but I thought she was making up the story, right? So it's basically just a bunch of still pictures of this robotic 1950s doll and this child walking through the ruins of America after this robot civil war had like collapsed, right? So you have these giant structures of um, highly advanced, I don't know, technocratic structures that have just fallen into ruin. And you basically have these two characters just standing there, you know, going through the rubble, looking for food, doing all of that, right? So I'm thinking that she's taking these images and just kind of making up a story. Well, apparently it's out of the book. It's a real story, right? And so she's actually narrating the story. Well, Netflix picks it up. Okay, they pick up the Electric State. They call the movie the Electric State, but I guess it fell flat because people didn't really want to watch the movie about the robot and the little kid. Okay, they wanted to know what happened before. Like they wanted to know what led up to the war, the robot war and stuff. That's what people wanted to see. That's what I wanted to see, at least. I shouldn't say, I can't speak for anybody else, but that's what I wanted to see, and that's what I think kind of fell flat. Well, when it comes to this movie, Like I think this movie is the archetypal electric state. Like this is how the electric state was supposed to be. Okay, but I think they just called it a different name. Kind of like, a Violent Nature is really Friday the 13th remake, but they don't have the rights to it or anything like that, so they just call it a different movie. But it's probably better than any of the Friday the 13th remakes. I think that's kind of what this one. This one is the Electric State. That's basically what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I mean the set design was pretty simple. Like there was probably like two or three locations, and it's really just them running from room to room. So I mean the location it wasn't really that spectacular. It was pretty cool how they made use of the storytelling and practical effects, right? Because I don't know what the budget of this movie is, but I do film reviews for the film festival, and some of these shows are just like 10, 15 minutes long. Okay, but it's what they do within that 10 minute and 15 minutes long that really, since they have less to do with, less to work with, the story is more engaging, and they come up with more creative ways to tell the story because they're not relying so much on CGI and special effects. That's kind of what this movie does. Now, granted, it does get CGI heavy towards the end, and you'll know what I mean when when you watch the movie. They took a monster straight out of like the Beeple like art handbook, like, and they put it in the movie, and I couldn't believe it, but it was pretty cool. Um, TV plot conventions that I noticed in the film. Nothing really. Like, I mean, it was really heavy on the we're not socializing anymore because of the our cell phone culture, and now with AI, it implies that AI is using our cell phones to hypnotize us, basically. Okay, and so I mean that's really the only plot I could really think about. I don't want to tell you guys too much about the movie because then again I don't want to spoil anything. I think it's really good. The only weak part I had was about the creepy little child AI. I think it's so much better when they do it with a female version. And the best female creepy child version I've seen, apart from the Omen, the original Omen, was in that one movie, Silent Hill, the first one. That creepy little ghost girl like nailed it. So stop with the male, bald, sickly cancer patient um, kid, male kid, and go back to the female. Stay to the creepy ghost girl tropes because that's what works. Okay, they failed it. They dropped the ball in the movie Creator, where they made the AI some creepy bald little kid, and they did it again with this one. But he just doesn't look creepy at all. He just looks sickly. Okay, he just looks sickly. And so that's really the only weak part I had about this movie. But this movie is basically Black Mirror meets, I don't know, I want to say Back to the Future, but it's really not Back to the Future. It's Black Mirror meets, oh, what's that movie with Brad Pitt? Um, I think it's Brad Pitt. Or is it? Yeah, I think it's Brad Pitt. Is Brad Pitt the Mission Impossible dude? No, I don't think it's Brad Pitt. Whoever the Mission Impossible dude is. Um, his time travel alien movie. Fuck, I can't think of it. Anyways, it's that one. It's that movie and this movie put together. Atomicon Rex out. Talk to you guys later. Bye.